What's up, good people? I'm your host, Barry Bonds. I got my co-host with me, Pappy Black and Game Beats. And this is the Smoke Talk Podcast. What's the word for the day, fellas? What's the topic?
We talking about we talking about the myths that we was taught when we was younger, things we was taught growing up that turned out to be myths. So for example, you know, we was always taught, if you're a good person, you do good things and good come back to you. But but in my estimation, you don't have to be a good person to get good things, for good things to come back. Because certain people aren't good people and they rich as fuck, live long lives, don't have a problem in the world. So we could elaborate on
Ooh, shit.
stuff that stuff stuff
Yo,
that y'all
knock the socks off, Jack.
Yeah, yes, sir. I ain't held
stuff,
it.
stuff that y'all was taught back in the day that turned out to be a myth when you got older. Who got one?
That's interesting. That's interesting.
All right, so while y'all thinking about it, do y'all agree that you don't have to be a good person to have good things happen to you?
Oh, absolutely.
I don't think I think that's taken out of context.
Okay, let's talk about it.
No, I just feel like if you're a good person, good things happen to you. It never was said that you have to be a good person for good things to happen to you. It said if you're a good person, if you do good things, they come back. More say, I believe that's true. They just don't come back the same way you think they come back.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem.
Well,
in a different form.
You was about to say something, fool?
Oh yeah, because good people always end up the bad like that. And just from my experiences, I've seen a lot of good people catch the bad, the bad end of the stick.
Yeah.
People die too young. The whole thing, man. It's like ain't nobody do nothing. That boy ain't do nothing to nobody, but them boys shot him.
Maybe it's in reverse though. Maybe this is hell.
That's possible.
A lot of people agree.
but look,
I think about that. Maybe first thing, everything is in. If you ain't noticed in the world, I've been saying this as a young man. Everything is in reverse. What you think is real is not real. Relationships are in reverse with women, with friends. Similar to what Game is saying, it's in reverse. Really, it's like like he said. They say be good people. Be good and you get good things, but in actuality, he talking about a bunch of bad motherfuckers that got shit too. So it's everything's in reverse. So I guess when they say it's good die young, maybe we in hell.
Hey, bro, because look at it from this perspective though. Some of the richest people in the world are terrible people.
Yeah, they probably living.
Yeah, good things don't come to them. They buy it. They purchase it. They go get with good stuff.
Yeah, but they had. So you
good
think
stuff don't like they don't a good Samaritan won't roll up on them when they catch a flat. They'll just pay somebody to come fix their. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of weird. It's different, bro. Like, but at the same time, I still feel where you're coming from, though.
So you think they become bad once they get up, or
usually from the world that I've grown up in, wealthy people, they take advantage with the power that they get from being wealthy, but the good stuff that come with is something that they could afford. They pay for good stuff. It wouldn't just fall in there. A trip to Bermuda won't fall in their fucking lap. So they'll just create the good luck, the good karma, the good whatever. You can purchase it. But me and you, we walking down the street, and we don't fuck with nobody, won't bother nobody, and then boom, some shit, motherfucker come out with a car, boom, bang us the fuck up. Like that's more common than the other way around.
Maybe them people aren't bad people. Maybe they just know the truth.
When I say bad people, I mean like they do terrible shit. They say and do.
Give me
They
an
say
example.
they say and do terrible
Give me an
shit.
example of a person.
Donald Trump.
Yeah, and then what I say is like people like that, we don't know what they go through in the darkness. You know?
This is what I say. The reason why I'm gonna say he's a terrible person. Cause that motherfucker will lie. No, he lying. No, you know he lying. And still lie about some shit that's detrimental. You understand what I'm saying? Like that's a terrible person. You understand what I'm saying? And he didn't just become that way. That motherfucker.
I got you. He's
like,
a good example, but
like
maybe,
you don't
in the dark.
You don't have to be a good person for good things to happen to you. I think that's something that bad people made up for, so people would think if they live good, good shit will happen to them.
Yeah, but like you don't know what people go through in the dark, you know.
So all right, so y'all got any other myths?
Well,
Things that you thought you was taught that you found out was a myth?
I'm thinking.
Well, I got another one to fire off. Okay.
Yes,
so another thing that I've learned to be a myth is that once you make it out the hood, you got to come back.
Yeah, because depends
on the story you telling.
I don't know if it's 100% you got to come back, but it's more so bring something back, give something.
I think it's the story you're telling up. I think Fool's right, but if you telling the story, if you claiming king, that kind of like makes you go back. If you just talk about giving back, Fool is 100% right. Like just make it and just put a school there and all that. He ain't got to touch the ground, but
he ain't never got to come there. So that's not coming back,
right? But it's more so the people that are claiming the ground. Like when you claim that ground, you have to be able to walk on it. If you claiming that shit, it depends who you're talking about. If you claiming that you's a street nigga, gang banging, you this, you king of this my shit and all this, then you kind of
so let's just say you was all of that and then you blew up. You took off. You got to go back. You can't say
if
you still claiming that shit at some point, you got
to. So
you have to be real if you ain't there.
So I'm asking. So you have to denounce where you from after you make it if you're not gonna go back.
I just feel like if you glorify it, you gotta be able to touch the ground. I feel like if you do that, and if you blow up, and that ain't your story, then you ain't gotta go back. Like I don't believe, like Nick Cannon don't gotta go back.
So because I hustled here and I put in work here, if I take off, I gotta come back because
if you still claiming those reigns, I believe. If you change after you take off, no, I don't believe so. I believe you still have to do it. Then it goes into part 2 what Fu said. You got to give back.
I don't think you got to give back either, but it's cool if you do. It's dope if you do. I don't think it's an obligation.
Well, I think that's the wrong. That's the thing about it. You know what I mean? You eat the crops from there, but then you don't plant another seed, then somebody else can't eat the crops. That's what's wrong with people that people take, they don't put back in the pyramid. You know what I'm saying?
That shit is a part of hip hop.
This is a case by case basis of what is your story. If you are claiming I'm from this and this is what it is, and this is all that, and you doing that, and you use that as leverage, because that's the leverage that the people that really buy the music, they buying into your story. I ain't talking about us. I'm talking about the motherfucker that never been to the hood that's mimicking all the shit you say. He's throwing up the signs. He's repping your block. He's doing your ad libs. You selling them that story.
Mm-hmm.
And then you taking from the land, and then you're not giving it back.
So this is what I'm trying to understand. So what are you taking from the land?
You're using the story.
It's your story to tell.
I understand that, but that's just the way. This is the law of the land. It's using the story. You claiming you from here.
Yeah,
Right, but then you go back. But then when you
even 50 Cent went back. I mean, like, he just ain't go back like everybody else, but he went back. You got to touch the ground. If you claiming that shit, if you're not claiming it, it's just like it's just like the laws of the street, man. If you're a civilian, you don't got to obey by the laws. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. You're not no snitch. If that ain't your lifestyle, you're not no snitch. But if you claiming that shit, yeah, I think you got to walk through. Do I think you got to I think there's a certain way to go back.
right.
Let's say it like that. There's a way to ride through. I'm not gonna go back and stand in front of a fucking liquor store. I'm a millionaire. No, I'm not.
This is what, yeah, but this
No, I'm not. But
That's
I
what
believe
niggas
you have
expect you to do and shit.
exactly.
Like,
But yo,
crazy.
an event or some nature, whether you need security, whatever, I think you got to go back and show your face to show another motherfucker that you can make it out of here too. Yeah, you can get up out of here too, just like me. That's the seed you plant. It ain't always money. Sometimes it's inspiration.
Yeah, but you know, 85% of rappers die in their hometown.
Yeah,
man.
but you got to look at how they're going back. Once again, I'm not going to pull up on Elizabeth Ave. Hold on, Young Dolph. No disrespect to the, like he was eating at the cookies. No security around him, all that shit.
And he was there to give back. He was on the way to a turkey drive
that day. He was buying cookies.
And after he left the cookie spot, he was going to give away turkeys in
right.
the hood.
But he wasn't there properly set up. When Obama comes back or Jay-Z, they come with the correct way. And if you can't come,
that's different. Yeah, that's different.
Not different.
It's
the same thing.
No, that is different. They not going to sit in the projects and hang with these niggas that was there when they not doing that. They going there for a reason. They going there with the Secret Service. They going there.
And this is what I'm saying to you. It depends on your mentality, how big you feel you are. Because if you feel that way, even on the street level, if I'm going to a meeting and I feel that it's a possibility that something, in the past, something will go wrong, you're going to bring your peoples with you. That's just law. It's your mentality.
Yeah, I just don't think it's smart to do that. To just be. If you're going back for a purpose, with a purpose,
well, that's what I said.
But that's not what I'm talking about. Just going back and hanging on the block where you came from.
I just said that. If I'm going back to stand in front of the liquor store, that's wrong.
That's what I'm talking about. I mean,
I just said that, but I believe that you have to go back. Now, how you go back?
I don't believe you have to go back. I don't think it's an obligation. If you choose to, that's different. Go ahead, fool.
If I could come in on that part, a lot of times, you got the person that make it out, and those people were told, depending on what they were doing. Let me be specific. Say, for instance, you balling, you play basketball, you nice. They tell you don't come back. When you loyal to the hood, where you could be everywhere and everybody know you good, and you make it big, then they make you believe if you don't come back,
you're not keeping it real.
You ain't welcome back, and you ain't real, you fake, and you know what I mean? Like, they try to take away what you used as momentum to get where you at, because they want to have something to do with it. I'm claiming my hood. Well, you can't claim it unless you ain't with us. Like, that shit is.
Yeah.
And the person, you being the person that made it, a lot of them tend to think that well, I gotta go back because I mean, you know what? I'm gonna go back because I'm that nigga, and nobody ain't gonna fuck
That's
with
what I'm saying. That's the wrong mentality. But what Game saying is
me.
correct. Game saying is it's a purpose. I think there's got to be a purpose for you to go back. Like yo, you showing up to cut a ribbon at a store or something like that. And like I said, you not pulling up at a certain level, a certain mentality. It just does not make sense. You're gonna pull up the correct way, or you're not gonna pull up.
But that's not the reality of what's going on.
No, it's the reality of it. It's the decision you make.
The reality is these motherfuckers is having the #1 record on the radio or streaming or whatever. They up and they standing out there.
Look,
with these motherfuckers.
Rappers that got killed, right? Young Dolph,
upcoming.
Young Dolph, I believe, he was in the wrong place.
Yeah.
Chinks Drugs, I don't know if he had to go back there. You know what I mean? My man was living in the projects that walked in. The other dude that was walking in, you know what I mean? Like these scenarios you can't beat because sometimes the fame don't add up to the other stuff. You know, sometimes some dudes gotta go back because it's not like how it is now. Like I believe that you shouldn't be moving freely after a certain time. You don't gotta be a rapper. You could be a fucking successful ass doing something else. Like
they don't.
Basketball player, you gotta move correct.
Yeah, but they don't hold them to that standard of having to come back. Actors, if you make it in business and you move out the hood,
that's because they're not popping that shit like the way these niggas do. You know what I mean? They popping that shit. It's the display of it. Nigga, I'm from 17th Street, 17th this, 17th that, 90 tattoo, 17th Street, of this, of that. You go in there, you shoot the video, but then, you're not, that's it.
Yeah, that shit ain't nothing but peer pressure, man. They peer pressure.
You have to do anything. It's not smart. No, Young Dolph shouldn't have been there, man. We can replay that old. Yo, look, I don't think Nipsey should have been there, man. But he was trying to show his neighborhood something. I think if Nipsey should have been there, he should have been protected. So he'd be here for us.
That just goes back to what I always say, man. If you come in a room full of hungry niggas with a steak dinner, you either going to share it with them or you're going to fight defending that state. You understand what I'm saying? You're going to fight.
Of course, but it's all about moving correct. First thing, nobody follows no fucking rules.
That's another thing.
Nobody follows no rules. Rules are corny to motherfuckers. I mean, we talking from street shit to motherfuckers going to work every day. Rules are corny. But then, some rules are meant to be bent, but they're not meant to be broken. Some of this shit is just simple math. It's the same. It's like.
And
I always say,
I'm sorry.
There's no time or price limit on safety.
On safety. That's a fact.
That my whole, that growing up.
Yeah.
If there was a situation where I was back in the day, disclaimer, this is 20-some years ago or something like that, and I was in New York and I had to come back and I knew I couldn't make it back in that car, I'll walk back. It'd take me 2 fucking days. I'll walk back. I'm going to get there. I'm not going to fucking ride wrong and risk it all just for some speed. But when you say that to motherfuckers, that shit going one ear out the other. They will invest in fashion before they invest in safety.
No, that's a fact.
So
that's a fact.
There's no rule. Like they're not walking by nothing. You get what I'm saying? Street niggas is dying because the shit in the streets is supposed to be in the shadows. It's not supposed to be glorified. So when you glorify it, you're breaking the rules. So that's just what the fuck happens. You know what I mean? So that's the same thing with the rap shit. You a millionaire, but you want to go to the Jersey Fried and eat chicken there. Hey man, motherfucking regular niggas getting killed there. What you expect?
And somebody down there to pick you up a box of chicken.
You know what I mean? That's it, yo. You know what I mean? That's ego. That's ego shit. This is personal. Yeah, I'm telling you is this is a case by case basis of personal and individual bad decisions being made. for the wrong reasons. You know, that's all.
And it's not just about motherfuckers dying either. Motherfuckers is going to jail, getting caught up in people's shit that they have nothing to do with anymore, or
because of the light,
they
man.
still dibbling and dabbling.
Light
more
is addictive. The light is addictive, man.
To die going back into where you came from is almost
Oh.
it's the craziest thing in the world. You know what I mean? But that's what's happening.
Plexico shot himself in the leg, man. You could have had somebody there with a strap. You the breadwinner. You won a Super Bowl. Then you went to prison. Career going after that.
Word, like
This shit goes back in the day, man. These rules have been written. It just motherfuckers ain't obeying them. Even if you go back to niggas, I don't even know if you can stand on a block anymore. Even though I seen a couple blocks of motherfuckers doing it. But yo, back in the day, man, the motherfucker hustling ain't hold the hammer. We had a nigga just to hold the strap. That was the law. This shit's been set up generations. It's the motherfuckers that come in and break it.
Yeah, these new motherfuckers.
This shit is not rocket science here. Yo, don't ride and you got a bunch of shit in your car and you smoke a weed because you got room, you got to get pulled over. I don't give a fuck if it's legal or not. They just want to fuck with you. It's common sense. Fuck that shit. They'll ride or die and all this shit like that. Then they get pulled over. So it's the same thing with the millionaire. The millionaire rapper, what you said, Game, is 100% correct. He going and he throwing dice. You deserve what, like, yo, I'm my nigga, like, yo, you can't go to Vegas, like, yo, like,
yeah. But see, the thing is that they're taught that that's what they have to do. That's what keeping it real is. You make it out, you come back.
I don't know. They taught that. I don't think that's taught. I don't think that's taught. That's just the ego thing because you coming back to a place where you're being praised. That's why I said these are individuals. You praise there. I mean, it don't take a rocket scientist to know that you're the only one with the Bentley coming on the block, bro. You're the only one that got the NBA contract. You know what I'm saying?
But we've also seen the other side where when a motherfucker don't come back, they get dissed.
It's up for your ego, your mentality to let that affect you, right? What you say? I don't give a fuck what niggas say.
Yeah, I damn sure don't. I damn sure don't.
I said it goes back to the.
I damn sure don't.
It goes back to the individual, but you know, in some instances, you can look at it like this too. The same motherfuckers you gonna see, you gotta watch what you do. Same people you see on the way up, you're gonna see on the way down. So it's just all how you look at it.
I think you should just if you make it, you take who's important with you, man. Because it's only bad things can happen if you keep going back, man. You keep going back.
You gotta grab and go.
Hey, Mr. Kevin.
Go, what up, bro?
What's up? What's good?
What's happening?
Yeah, we talk about things that you was taught when you was younger that you grew up to find out it was a myth.
We talking about going back. We talk about the rappers that go back to the hood and get killed.
Yeah, because I said I was taught that, you know, you make it, you got to come back, and that's I think
last part.
I said I was taught that if you make it, you got to come back, and I'm saying that that's a myth. You don't have to come back. That don't mean you can't do nothing for your community. You don't have to be standing on the asphalt to do it, is what I'm saying. I'm saying take the people that's important with you. Well, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think more or less is give back instead of come back. Because I think you can give back without coming back.
I agree with that. Especially if you from the hood. You was really in them streets. Motherfuckers want to.
That's it. But I'm saying if you were to come back, I say you got to come back correct. You got to come back presidential style.
Yeah, you can't bask in it.
I'm not going to stand in front of a liquor store with $500,000 worth of jewelry on and the Bentley running. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, you can't bask.
I'm not doing it. You know what I mean? But there motherfuckers that do that shit.
Jay said it best, man. Niggas don't even want no money. They just want to kill you.
Yeah. Of course.
But I think, Barry, I think you hit on the nail, man. I think there's ways to do it, but like you said, most people they come back, you know what I'm saying, they got all their jewelry on, no security, you know what I'm saying, they in their Bentley, they in their Rolls, pull up like everything smooth. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is, game kind of going back to what you just said, man, when you in that type of environment, man, you're gonna have people that's not happy for you. And that's just the reality of it.
And those are the people you have to be on the lookout for.
Yeah, you got to be on the lookout for them.
And you ain't even got to die. You can just get caught up in an indictment just from being there.
Because you see they throwing Ricos around like crazy right now.
Shit. You know that like that's the risk you take by following that myth that you have to come back and you have to be here with us, even though you made it. You ain't real if you ain't down here at the bottom with us.
I think some guys want to go back because of the fame, man, because of the light. You're outshining everybody. That is the biggest ego boosting thing ever.
You come back through the hood.
I don't think some niggas ain't obeying by no rules. I think they want to come back and shine and grab 6 niggas and pass out money and they go back and shoot the video there because you don't got to shoot no videos there either if that's the case.
So do you think you're obligated to give back to give back once you make it?
I think it depends on the circumstances.
I think if you use the soil, yeah.
Yeah, I think it depends on the circumstance.
That's why I said case by case basis. I just said that case by case basis. I think if you use the soil, if you use the soil.
That's hip hop. That's hip hop and hip hop.
I didn't say go back. I said give back.
That's what I'm talking about. Give back.
To give back. In my opinion, with hip hop culture, giving back is a part of hip hop. So if you're a hip hop artist, you're obligated to give back because that's a part of being hip hop. Because it's about the community, right?
I think speaking in general, it depends on the circumstance. Like I'll give you an example. Let's say, for example, you know what I'm saying, I came up in a certain hood or whatever. Let's say y'all was my OGs. So when I'm out and about trying to make these moves, y'all looked out for me, made sure I was straight. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever was, Miss Lisa, you know what I'm saying, which was, the neighborhood mom that, made sure that, you know what I'm saying, you had a couple of dollars in your pocket to make sure you had some food and stuff, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that, I think, you know what I'm saying, your environment of where you came from helped you, you know what I'm saying, on the way. And there's people there that, really looked out. So like I said, there's a way to give back and there's a way to do the same thing for another person. Now, if you was from somewhere just crazy, you know what I'm saying, it was just, you really didn't get nothing out of it from, somebody looking out. It was just more of survival. You had to survive to get through that or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Then it's a different circumstance. I don't feel like you're obligated. But in most situations, in most cases, there was either somebody or there was, some OGs that may not be in your family or whatever, direct family that looked out for you, you know what I'm saying, while you was coming up. Then I think it's one of them situations.
Yeah. I'm not saying don't take care of the people that took care of you, but the whole hood ain't take care of you.
It's impossible to get back to the whole hood.
No, this is what I'm saying. When you so if I get $1 billion today, am I obligated to put a rec center in the hood? Am I obligated to do that?
You're not obligated to do shit.
That's what I'm saying.
I think you should.
I'm not saying you shouldn't or you should. I'm just saying, should you be obligated to do that? I don't think so.
These are individual questions. There's not no state on that, but I think that, like I said, it depends on the case. If you're a kid, if you're an artist, you know, no kid, and you out here performing in the hood, protecting you, and like you said about Goldie, looking out for you, and they doing that, and you using the hood as your crutch. And the hood is putting you on. Now, if our hood don't move like that or not, well, I don't know, you know what I mean? Like different other people's hoods, but if your hood is doing that to you, I believe it's only right that you give back. But that's me, it's case by case basis.
I think you just take care of those people. I think you bring them people with you.
But that's
the people that's holding you down. The people
Like I
that's holding
played
you down and all
basketball. I
that.
played basketball. For me, I always wanted to redo a better version of the above the rim. Why? Because that shit kept me out of trouble when I was young. I'm not obligated to do that. But that shit made me. That's how I met the friends that I hustled with. That shit came from the pavement. We met on the basketball court. That's just the psyche of it. I met on the basketball court. That shit saved me. And it didn't save everybody because the whole above the rim was about motherfuckers dying and we put our name on the shirts. But the point of it is save me. So I can save a motherfucker. So I'm gonna go back. If I could do it, God willing, I'm gonna go back and do it so another motherfucker gets saved. That's just planting the seed. Because what happens is, bro, us, and I'm gonna speak on black people, we don't plant a lot of seeds. We just take the crop and go. That's the problem. That's the mentality. We take that shit and go.
Yeah, because when you try to replant the fucking seeds, mother, you get killed. Or you end up in some bullshit.
Like I said to you, it's on how you do it. Of course, I'm not going to show up there with all my jewelry out by myself and pull up. Yeah, man, I'm hosting the event, man. This is how. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm gonna handle like a businessman. I might not be there, but I might pay for the whole thing. Hear me. I might not be there, but I might pay for the whole thing. I might construct the whole motherfucking event. You know what I mean? It might be a representative from Genco that's all the kids got free uniforms and free sneakers and shit like that to get them to take that time off the corner to play ball. But that don't mean I'm gonna be there. That's why I said that's an individual, that's an ego thing.
But that's what I'm saying, B.
A lot of times,
can
I tell you something real quick? Want to say something? Because you be hitting something on the head. A lot of times, a lot of motherfuckers who be out there wasn't really out there. Okay? Don't get it fucked up. Because when you really in them motherfucking crack house in them trenches, you don't go back. When you really come from that shit, like when you really got the stripes, you don't put it's just instinct. You ain't put yourself there when you had to. You got your money, got the fuck out. Why the fuck would I go back now?
I'm gonna say this.
That's motherfuckers that's trying to pad the image for the record sale. Yeah, nigga, I'm really from here, nigga. Nigga, you wasn't out here when nothing
right.
was.
Right, but look, this is my thing. If I would have blew up at 19, 20, 21 years old, I probably would have still
kept going back.
Been hanging on Vass Avenue. I can say that I wouldn't do that today.
Nigga,
but back then, this is what I'm saying. So, but that's exactly what I'm saying.
Nobody was teaching me that though. That was me because I would have wanted the light.
No, I'm not saying listen, I'm not saying nobody individually came to you and said that. This is what that shit teaches you. You see such and such go home, they out there. Well, you heard a whole say, yo, they said I couldn't come back home. You know where I heard that? Back home. You understand what I'm saying? It's indoctrinated into you that this is what you do. You make it, and then you come back and you act like you never left. You just got a longer drive home now because you don't live there, but you're still out there.
The level I'm talking about, like, I ain't heard nobody say 50 Cent was sitting on God Brewer by his goddamn self yet. I ain't heard nobody say Jay pulled up in the Maybach and walked through Marcy by himself. That's the level I'm talking about. Meek Mill said he go back and the motherfuckers be having machine guns out there while he's shooting videos. Now look, I think that, that's too much. If I gotta have niggas with machine guns out here,
what the fuck am I here for?
Probably shouldn't go back.
Yeah, but you talking about people of those levels. I'm talking about the motherfucker. I'm talking about not on that level, bro. I'm talking about 2 or 3 levels down from that.
They gotta go back.
They don't have to go back.
If 2 or 3 levels down,
if they don't.
They pad the image, bro.
They're gonna tarnish the image if you don't.
They gotta go back, bro. It's 2 levels, bro. It's 2 levels, gang. Half the motherfuckers probably still living in the hood. It's 2 levels.
Game, you absolutely right. They don't have to go back, but the choice that they gotta make determines on their future. So they go back. If I'm painting this picture that this is who I am, and I don't go back, then they'll tell everybody that he don't come down here, he lying. And then they'll try to make spots for themselves to show people that you ain't real about what your thing is. And you know how real is a part of the equation when you are a major figure. Not being real to people is considered, a cardinal sin. If you claiming this is where you came from, all right, well, but you don't come around here. So what you still talking about it for? And then they try to take that from you, which is a part of your whole being, the asset of who you are and why you're successful. That you did to make you feel like you have to go back and take, and deal with that shit so that you can keep that part of the equation of your success. And they go back and they get real comfortable, like,
listen,
one good day is all it needs for you to think you can keep going back.
We got to name the positions of the people that you're talking about. Once we name the positions and the brackets there, and then we can decipher, do they have to go back?
Well, I'm saying 2 or 3 levels down from the people you was naming. I'm not talking about the Meek Mills and the Jay-Z's and the Nas. I'm not talking about them.
Right.
I'm talking about when you
Bobby Shmurda.
All of who's next.
Bang. Let's use Bobby Shmurda for lack of not having nobody else. You Bobby Shmurda, you don't have to go back, bro. I'm not saying he shouldn't or should. I'm saying you don't have to.
I don't think Bobby has to, but he does because of, his upbringing. Well, excuse me, fellas.
Right. Right. I'm not saying you wrong if you go back or you wrong if you don't go back. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying the mentality that you have to do it is a myth. You don't have to do that.
All three of y'all. Are we just associating this with hip hop? Or are we associating this with any type of finance?
That was gonna be my question.
I think hip hop is where it's indoctrinated in you at, but it goes for all. It's only held against hip hop niggas.
Yeah.
If they don't.
Right. But the reason why it's only held against hip hop niggas more or less is because of them actually utilizing or repping their hoods, talking about, this is where I'm from, this is what I'm representing in their music. And like I said, nowadays, which is getting a whole bunch of artists locked up and killed, is basically, referencing back to their hood, in real time. So then the people that's in your hood is like, you claiming this or you repping this hood, but you not here. So that's why they're getting there.
Right. I was here the whole time I was coming up, nigga.
Right. But
my story is my story.
But again, though, the situation is this. You made it out, but most people in the hood gonna be like, shit, bro, we want some of that too. So the way to get you back, if you not coming back, feeding this shit, hey, bro, you don't fuck with the hood.
So basically,
that's just the real you in.
So basically, I'm cool as long as I'm there. So when I leave, I gotta change my story. My story is I'm not from where I'm from. I don't represent the people of that place no more.
It would be up to you. It would be up to you to find a way to justify why you don't go back to make it cool.
This is what I'm saying. Why would I have to explain that? Why do I gotta explain that?
Because
that's the nature of the beast.
Word. It comes with
that. I got $1 million and I can't sleep next to y'all niggas because I got $1 million and y'all don't. Why does that have to be explained?
That's the nature of the beast, bro.
Because tell me what's gonna happen. Tell me what's gonna happen if I don't leave, Goldie.
You already know what's gonna happen if you don't leave. Then we're gonna be singing about you.
Okay.
No,
writing me letters because I'm going until 2069.
You right where you coming from. You don't have to do nothing.
Right.
It depends on what you're part of that causes you to do it. The unwritten law. Yeah, like all right, cool. If I'm hood and I get out of the hood, I'm not going back. And I gotta be all right with the fact that don't nobody like me over there no more. For it to be a good thing for me. But if I'm worried about them and what they say, And what people say about me, oh yeah, they say you ain't real. And that's going to try to draw me to go back, to prove to them that I'm who I say I am.
Right.
There's always going to be people that try to make you do that.
But fool, who is the only people that has to prove or justify that? Let's say I'm an NBA player. I'm an NBA player. I come from, let's say, Newark, for example.
Mm-hmm.
So now I go and I sign this $130 million contract, right?
Mm-hmm.
And let's just say, theoretically speaking, somebody from Newark's like, man, fuck that nigga, man. You know what I'm saying? He don't come back to the hood. He don't come back home whoop-de-whoop. They just say that.
But you don't put up 3 community centers, but you don't physically come back and use a sucker for that. That's the dumbest shit I ever heard in my life.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid.
But the thing about it is, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't go anywhere because me being from the hood and playing basketball, nigga, I'm not supposed to be there with y'all anyway. So I'm not finna get that type of flag that if I'm a rapper and I'm talking this gangster shit, nigga, I'm from the hood, shoot 'em up, bang, bang, nigga, I sold on this, whatever, whoop-de-whoop, nigga, I'm letting the world know this is where I'm from. And me telling everybody where I'm from, I'm stamped on this saying, nigga, this is my hood, nigga, go check for me. So then when people go and check for me and fact check, because you know one thing about hip hop, which gets a lot of niggas killed, everybody wants to go and check your card to see if you authentic or not. So basically, they want you to tell on yourself, going back to what I just talked about, all these niggas falling on these RICO charges here lately. They want you to be so real to satisfy them.
I don't know.
And niggas fall into that trap all the time.
It does depend on what category you in as a person. Because if a basketball player make it out, they'll tell you, boy, you don't bring your ass back here. The people that don't got nothing to tell you not to come.
It's more so in the story you're selling.
Right. Yep. Like that's more of the
narrative you're pushing. If you're not pushing that narrative, you're not gonna be questioned for that. But if you repping this shit and you keep these niggas with you and you around, like they was mad at Roddy Ricch. They was mad at Roddy Ricch recently because he came out pushing the narrative, the gang, it's what he came out on. He came out, branched off a nip. He was co-signing him, and he was repping that shit. And then niggas got mad when Game said when he didn't pull up. Now, Roddy Ricch said some real shit. He said, nigga, I'm worth all this money. I can't do that shit. So I don't feel like, I feel like there's ways that you can handle the shit. Somebody always gonna be mad.
Yeah.
The guys you're talking about, Game, what I'm trying to tell you is when you talk about that lower level down, they have to do that because they're padding the stats. That's their story they're selling. So they're out there documenting the dumb shit because that's how they're trying to sell their records.
Mm-hmm. And then people want validity. Then they go after
they're doing. You talk about 3 levels down. Yeah, that's what they have to do that if that's their story.
Oh, there's gonna be a lot of slow singing and flower bringing, man.
That's all it's been.
That's all it been. I was about to say that.
That's it. No, well, I should have said it's gonna continue to be a lot of slow singing and flower bringing.
But that's why I said we
you talking about the smart person. That smart person won't go back. If you're smart, you don't go back.
But yo,
I don't think Dolph had to be there. I don't think Dolph had to be there. I just felt like he felt like they weren't going. He was untouchable. I don't think Nip thought a motherfucker was going to do that. And that's on them. I don't think that. That shit was foul. Like I don't think they mental. I don't think motherfuckers that they not crazy where they're gonna go somewhere and feel like they harm. Who else passed away like that? XXX. He was at a motorcycle.
Yeah, he was buying a motorcycle.
Yeah, I don't think he thought motherfuckers was going to push him like that, move on him like that. Now I'm going to say something. Chicago, they different. I think they knew what they was doing. Like, they know what they get into. This shit is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like,
they play ping pong.
Yeah, like, you see the way like Dirk move, like he'll go in, out, in, out. Like he ain't trying to be there. He ain't stupid. He just God bless him. They took his brother. So, I think it's just on a case by case basis. But when you talk about 3-4 levels down, yo, man, them niggas ain't got no choice, especially if they gangbanging. It's the perspective of the artist, gang. You gangbanging, you damn near devoted to that shit.
Blood in, blood out.
Because you're using the gang as leverage.
Boosie said, fuck that, I ain't going back.
I seen him go back to his hood on Thanksgiving and do a turkey drive. But that nigga was protected. It's how he did it. It wasn't like, man, I just seen Boosie by himself up in KFC, man. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, if you giving out turkeys or you there food driving or you giving toys to the kids, that's very different.
Why was Dolph? I'm talking Dolph in this town. He was
there for the turkey drive.
Right.
He was there to give away turkey.
He just dipped off and went to the store. He thought it was like that.
I could pull up to the community if I'm wearing millions of dollars. Like, that's almost like, nigga, why is you playing with me? You know, like, if I came out there and I had on a jersey that say Nork on it or Naughty by Nature shirt, and I was kind of going up, it would probably go down right then and there. But if I got the Lambo on Bergen Street, you know what I mean?
What you're doing
with the 100 chains on and trying to talk to, like, it's kind of self-explanatory.
You styling on it.
Yeah, you push niggas' buttons, and that be the additive that kind of throws off the chemical balance that makes the fucking shit erupt. It's like it's what you doing to keep the validity you have, or whatever image that you push, and how you going about it. The hood don't fuck with nobody that don't fuck with the hood. Like, you fuck with the hood, you go to the hood, you be in the hood. Where doing all minks and all, you fucking with them.
Look, Slim 4, I'm gonna pull up rappers that died. Slim 400. He had to be in the hood. He was out there. You know what I mean? Dolph died. Dolph was doing the drive, but
you know who had to go back?
Who?
Motherfucker, what the fuck the boy name? Just got out of jail. Nigga played Rico. What's the motherfucker name? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, you talking about
Pay the full motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Alpo.
Oh, Alpo.
He had to go back because he was already in the situation where he was supposed to stay away from this motherfucker. Still went back after all he did. I think he was doing wheelies or some shit, and somebody gave to him. Like, he had to go back. That nigga took himself. He didn't have to go back. He was put in a situation so he wouldn't go back because of what he was going through, some type of witness protection, I think. And took his ass back any fucking way. He thought he had to come back because that was embedded in his reality.
And you see what happened to him.
Huh?
And you see what happened to him.
Yeah, he went back to Harlem knowing he wasn't supposed to be down that motherfucker.
It's the attention, bro. It all boils down to the attention and that gratification. You up in Maine, ain't nobody else up there but you, and if you brought your family, you up there, you may be working a regular job, or you may just be on let. And some people, man, they're not getting that thrill. So, man, I'm finna go back to the hood, man, like I said, so everybody can see me. I'm out, man. I did my time. Woo, woo, woo. You know who I am. I'm Alpo. They did a movie about me. I got to get back in there. What your boy say, Mitch, on there? I love the game. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if I leave, they still gonna love me. It don't love them back, but the thing about it is they love me.
Yeah. They're addicted to it.
You know what I'm saying?
They gotta have it.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like everybody has a vice. You know what I'm saying? Shit, with some people, it may be the attention. With some people, it may be pussy. With some people, it may be money. With some people, it may be drugs. With somebody else, it may be alcohol. But everybody has something. And you got some people that attention and to be able to, get up and, show off and showcase, that's their thing. And like I said, you run that risk, just like with everything else.
Yeah. They cut the check tomorrow, go, I'm gone.
Oh shit, you ain't gotta worry about me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Motherfucker
Word
gonna see
up.
me now.
Word up.
Word, like on just being a
Hey,
grown man.
hey, look,
And
man.
family, you don't see your peoples like that. You might ride through, stop in mama house and might see your old buddies and sit on the porch. Yeah, I got about 5 minutes. Let me stop and say what up. Hey, that's it. Till next 2 years.
Whoever got to be with me gonna be with me, man. I ain't doing it, man. I love my hood, man. I love the people of my hood, man. But
You gotta
like I said,
understand.
the important people, they'll be with me, bro. Believe me, they'll be with me.
We gotta understand that was the plan. That was the original plan. Make it out. That was the plan.
Right.
We gotta stop worrying about. Like I was telling, me and my little fucking analogies and shit. I was telling I'm like, yo, when you winning, why do you feel the need to look back to see who close? If you running a marathon and you the only person you see, if ain't nobody in your peripheral, you keep going that way until you hit the finish line. The minute you turn back, now you know that you got something to worry about. Now, guess what happens? Your momentum changes. You start doing too much, and it fucking affects your performance. Like, if you want to focus on one thing, focus on yourself. Getting out is what you said you were supposed to do. If you see me doing good, that's what we said we was gonna do when we was kids. I'm gonna get that car. I'm gonna get me a house, and I'm gonna have all this. All right, so I don't have to come if I'm not coming back. Obviously, I might be either close to my goal or to achieve my goal. I ain't got to come back to show nothing to no goddamn body. But I guess I'm not doing what the people that do it do. I'm not. I'm not saying every day, yo, word, yeah, Nook, whoop, whoop, Nook. Yeah, I'm from Nook. Where who you know? No. I don't know nobody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, like I said, I believe that it's definitely dope to give back to your neighborhood. I think it's dope to give back to the people of your neighborhood, but to actually just be doing what you was doing before you was on, I just don't think that's smart. And this has been a great episode, fellas. This was a good in-depth talking, man. We got about a minute and a half left. Hey, yo, say something to the people, go.
In order for you to be able to help somebody else, you got to help yourself first. When you're on the airplane, I tell you got to put your mask on before you put on somebody else's mask.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Talk to him, Papp.
I believe as a people, man, we strive for success. We gotta be able to accept the fact that there are people out there that don't want you to succeed and they don't want you to be happy. We have to just accept that because the goal is, like Goldie said, you got to take care of yourself before you can take care of anybody else. So let's just try to, choose yourself. Love yourself first. Once you come first, it don't get that worse.
Barry B.
Repeat what I said earlier. There's no price or time limit on safety. You just gotta know how to move. Control your ego.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's how you live, I think for everybody, after what's been going on, and you see what hip hop music from it drawing us back to the hood to them using our lyrics against us in court.
Mm-hmm.
It's just definitely showing that we're under attack. So when you know you're under attack, you gotta defend yourself properly.
All right.
Yeah. And I'm gonna leave it like this, man. They definitely using niggas lyrics against them. Freedom isn't free. I'm gonna just leave it like that, man. And shout out to the best cognac in the world.
Yes.
Vion
Billy's in the system.
Vion Cognac.
Ain't no telling.
This is the really.
And this episode has been sponsored and powered by Genco VR. Peace.
Peace.